Monti, the first district of Rome. Monti, the last historical neighborhood to resign to the incredible power of the market in determining the course of events. This is a place of historical depth. Ruins are made present by their incorporation into the living city. Multiple histories, architectural forms, and times coexist. Fragments of past triumph, disaster, decay. Cultural and archaeological spaces have become a resource. They are gated, protected, preserved, sanctuaries, holy places of prophets. Its access is limited to those who have a ticket, a further grid on the spaces of everyday life. Cultural heritage is now nicely packaged. History is being reproduced. Commodified, priced, refashioned into objects of consumption. It generates profits for the city, and the space is sold and reshaped according to tourist demands. Historic Monti is undergoing a process of gentrification, a social, spatial, economic, and cultural phenomenon. Tensions over living spaces and economic rights have arisen between the older residents and the new population gradually making their way into the neighborhood. The over-accelerating pattern of evictions is leaving empty hundreds of usable apartments. Neoliberal economics, a speculative housing market, along with a declining birth rate, is depopulating the area. It appears as if the declining population reflects a deliberative policy of gentrification designed to turn the whole historic center into a preserve for the privileged. The conflicts over eviction are not only about greater economic power. The ownership of space becomes itself a symbolic marker of class identity and cultural distinction. Building decay constitutes a legal reason for refusing to extend a rental contract. Higher taxes on empty houses will not discourage wealthy speculators who have the resources to pay for these deserted apartments. And while the voices of the former inhabitants are silenced, it echoes the market's message that the only viable way for degradation is gentrification. And while the history of Monti is framed in the new shops of the area, those who made the history of this place resign gloomily to the demise of their profession as they struggle to make ends meet for the last active years of their lives.
Ma che non la fanno? Ma che prodotti? Guarda,
ma non hai capito l'inizio del discorso, ma ci vogliamo qua. Mi dà a me un 1600 euro al mese per impararsi.
Walter Benjamin, looking at the windows of the modern Paris, had described the path of history as a storm towards the future, leaving behind piles of debris of those who fell during the advance of progress.